Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. So today for our low stress Saturday, I remember I had these two 6x12 sheets of paper. They came from another project that we did during the week. This is double-sided. It was double-sided 12x12 that we cut down to 6x12 to make something else. So today we're going to finish up using up our scraps, and instead of this whole usable sheet going into my scrap bin, I just decided that we're going to make something really cute with this to tie this into the other project that we made. I believe it was a little notebook that for our back to school session, so I'll find that before this video is over and show you guys what this can coordinate, or how this can coordinate with that. So today we're just going to start with one of the sheets of 6x12, and I'm going to score it at 5.5, and then 5 3/4, and then 6 1/4. And that's going to give us a little tiny 1/2 inch spine. So yes, we are working with spines. And this is going to be a cute little, probably a little mini something. I don't know. It's only 6 inches, right? So it has to be a mini something. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other sheet of paper. 5 3/4 and 6 1/4. All right. So that's going to fold over like that and like that. So now we have this and this, right? So what are we going to do? I'm going to take one of my sheets, put it on the vertical, and I'm going to score it at, let's score it at 4. Yes guys, we're winging it. So I think, yeah, let's score it at 4 and see what happens. This is a total winging it project. Alright, so I'm going to fold that over like that. It may not stay that way, so we'll see. And then this one, I will do the same thing. Score it at 4. If this doesn't work out, then we're starting over. I'll erase my score marks. And to erase the score mark, all you really need to do is flip it over to the other side that you made the groove on, and then just start massaging that groove out with your scoring tool. But I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Alright, so here's what I've decided is going to happen. Let me move my scoreboard out of the way. Alright, so this is what we've got so far. And I think if we place this like so, what's happening here? Let's see. There's that, and then there's this. I think one of these needs to flip the other way. Okay, so this is what we've got, right? So this is flipping upward like that, and then this bottom one is flipping backwards. So now we have this cute little cascading effect of a booklet. Okay, so yeah. So now we have that, right? So I can have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. And on the inside, we can have a pocket here and here. And then on this side over here, we can have a pocket on the sides, right? And then we can even, because we gave ourselves a 1/2 inch spine, we can still put a signature in the middle here. Okay, so to line it up, I'm going to give each section 2 inches, right? So we scored at 2 inches to get this section, right? And now we have a 2 inch, natural 2 inch section up here. And we just need to line this up at 2 inches. So I'm just going to put it back on the scoreboard, but I'm going to mark it with a pencil so that I know where my 2 inches is located on this one. Alright, and this is when you need to determine which one of these is going in the back and which one is going in the front. So this will be my my back page. Will it? I've already mixed it all up. Okay, so yeah, so this will be my back page, like that right here, and I'll just line this up with this right there on the 2-inch marks that I made. Okay, and this will be my front page on the inside here. Okay, so there, and then that'll fold over like that, and the entire thing will measure 6 by 6, right? Because yeah, let's see, 6 to 12, yeah, so it'll measure 6 by 6. I know, right? Like, what are we doing? Let's put this together, because if I don't, I will forget, and then it'll be a different story. So I'm gonna use some, let's use some Fabrifix glue, because it's facing the right direction. And so I'm just going to place just a tiny bead of glue along the edge here, and we'll glue down our first set of pockets. I cut this one on an angle, so now it's a problem. Oh, let's see, how do I fix this? Yeah, I cut this glue bottle, this tip off on an angle, so yeah, that's no good. Let me get my precision tip. Okay, so I'm going to put a tiny bead of glue right here. And along the bottom over here. And the side before you get to that score mark for the spine. And then I'll repeat on the other side as well. And I'm only going up about 2 inches. I'm guesstimating 2 inches. Yeah. So just along the bottom here, and up to our 2-inch mark on this side. Okay, so that's going to go there, and then this one's going to go right on top of it, like so. Oh, forgot to punch in my thumb notches. So easy to fix. Just pop this in here like that. There we go. And then I'll pop this one over here like that. Just guesstimating a central location for the thumb notch. Right, so that's that, and that's that. Okay. And flip this over and get a nice tight crease on your spine. Okay, so now we have a couple other decisions to make. Do we want these pockets this way and this way? Because in reality, an average size tag should fit down in here. Right, like that'll fit. Here's a nice long tag that I made accidentally. I'll have to trim this back some because it's a little bit too wide, but an average size tag should fit down in there. So yeah, a nice long tag will look great in that pocket. So we can put it this way because we have these up here that's going that way, and on the back here we can do something similar. Either put pockets going this way or going that way. So let's just figure that out. I love not having a prototype. My brain is firing on all cylinders right now. It's just so much to think about, so much fun to have. Okay, do we want to round our corners? I say yes. Let's round our corners. So I'm going to use my large corner rounder setting, which is approximately 10 millimeters. Okay, if you have the We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder, it's the 10 millimeter setting. And if you have a crocodile, I'm sorry, I do not know what the setting is on that one, but it's probably a fairly large setting. Oh, that looks so much cuter already. Okay, so all right, let's see. So I think on the outside I'm gonna put our pockets going on the side like that, because I think that's gonna look cute. Okay, and then on this side in here, I'm going to pop a bead of glue in the middle and make 2 small pockets right there. All right, let me go grab some stuff and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and grabbed my ruler. I can also use my cutting mat to measure it out, but I'm just going to grab my ruler and mark at 3 inches on both sides of this little booklet right here. So there's 3, right, and 9. Okay, so I have 2 little marks right there. That gives me my glue location. And before I glue it, I'm just going to cut, I'm gonna use my 1 1/4 inch corner rounder, circle punch, and put in a couple of thumb notches. So that's going to go right there, and this one's gonna go right there. Oh, that one's too deep. Okay, and then I'll put 2 more on the other side. One's gonna go right there, and then the other one right about there. Okay, so now we have 4 thumb notches in our paper. It's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to ink these 4 because the purple on purple, it's just a little bit too dark. So let me see, I'll probably, let's try worn lipstick. See if it's too bright. I think I'm going to use picked raspberry, if I can get it out. Okay, this one's picked raspberry. It's a little bit darker than worn lipstick. Oh, you're much better. Okay, so I'm just going to ink around these 4 pockets down here at the bottom, because of there isn't enough contrast between the 2 pages. So okay. Sorry for my hand, guys. Okay, so there. Yeah, much better. I can see that those are pockets now. I've got a little bit too much ink right there. Okay, so I will now glue on my 3-inch mark going through here, and my other 3-inch mark going through there, and then up around the sides. And again, I'm using Fabrifix glue. It's a clear silicone glue. It dries perfectly clear. It glues paper to paper, paper to fabric, and then fabric to fabric, and even some metals and plastics as well. I've used it on some jewelry also, so it varies its uses, but it's definitely a clear silicone glue that I've been using for a while, and I love it. Okay, I'm going to glue up this side close to that spine, but not touching the line, and on the other side as well. And then the center mark at 3 inches. And around this edge over here. Okay. All you need to do is just fold it over. Give it a little press, a little smush. You don't want too much glue oozing into your pockets because these are way smaller pockets, right? So, and of course, if you didn't want to glue it, you definitely could have taking it over to the sewing machine and stitch it, and I still might. I mean, it's just glue holding it together right now, so I can go take it to the sewing machine, stitch it around, and then let's see, yeah, I can put a little stitch mark in between here to indicate that these are two separate pockets as well. So that's still a possibility, but first I want to get my pockets here on this side. So I'm gonna flip it over to the other side, glue up the bottom here all the way, and first I'm going to cut my thumb notches in right there. So I need to find a much smaller circle punch. Let's see what we got. This, oh, that's a scalloped edge. Wow, this one's super tiny. This is a 3/4 inch circle punch. So let's see. Oh, that's cute. We're doing that for sure. Okay. Yeah. 3/4 inch circle punch worked out perfect. So for this one, I'm going to, let's do some rusty hinge. So this is rusty hinge, the stress oxide. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of this, and I'm gonna ink all around. So for me, the important thing is just getting some contrast, especially where you have a pocket. And I know the first one we did not ink it, but there's a lot of contrast right here in between those two. And I can still ink it. I showed you guys how you can fix your mistakes if you forget to ink something. It's easily repairable, and I can show you how I can do that. Just a sec. So let's see, do I need to go all the way around? I will. Just lightly. I'm not grunging this up way too much, just some light inking, just for contrast. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so let's say you did want to ink this pocket right up here.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Thanksgiving is a holiday in the U.S. and Canada that celebrates the harvest. Its origins go back to when the Pilgrims got help from Native Americans to survive a bitter winter and the subsequent bountiful harvest. Did that answer your question?
Listen, Bet, I didn't ask you anything.
Thanks for letting me know.
I didn't even say her name. I didn't ask anything, especially about Thanksgiving. So why? Why in the world? Why? Why? Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so she just throws you way off, right? So I was concentrating. I was thinking about what I was going to do to fix this. If you did not want to, if you did not ink your pocket, and you know, decided later on that you wanted to, you can always just tuck a piece of paper down inside of here. I'm going to use this silicone mat if it'll go down into this pocket. You can tuck a piece of paper right down in here. You probably will not get all the way to the edge because we've glued that edge. Let me just get a piece of paper, and let's get some scrap. So this is my scrap bin, right? I'm just gonna grab a piece of scrap paper that I know will fit down into that pocket, and we'll ink it. She's a mess. Like, I'm totally confused by her sometimes. Alright, so here we have a sheet of paper down inside of our little pocket, and if you wanted to ink it, you want to start on the outside and work your way in, right? So you don't want to get too much ink on the actual paper that you do want the ink on, so you get most of it on your little paper repair thing. So this is just basically how you can fix the fact that you forgot to ink. Okay, really simple. And now you can see that that pocket got inked somewhat, right? Yeah, I don't want a ton of ink on this project, like I said, so I'm just going in very lightly on there. And I can't do one without the other now that I've started this mess, so let's fix both sides. Alright. And I'm just using the edge of my dauber to go in there and ink just the rim of that pocket. Okay. It's looking pretty good to me. Okay. Alright. Problem solved. So again, here we are on our back side of the little folio thing that we're making. Let's put some glue down all the way down on here. So I guess I can't, well, I guess I could disconnect her, but why? Like sometimes when I'm in here just crafting, no camera rolling, I will play music. So, you know, she's good for that. And if I have a question that I do need to ask her, I will. But for the most part, she's quite chatty. And I'm going to separate these two pockets because they are going, they are coming from two different sections, and I don't want whatever I tuck in on this side to get lost in here and can't come out. So I did glue up the middle of the spine. Okay. And whatever oozes out, again, I just use dry wipes to get that out of there. And this is coming along quite well. I'm very impressed for not having a prototype and just, you know, flipping around a couple of 12x6s, trying to figure out what to do with it. I think this is coming out quite well. Okay, so like I said, I have this little piece of scrap. This was from my trash project the other day where I made some journaling cards. Remember these, right? So I'm going to make a couple of tags that are measuring just about over 4. These measure 6 inches, right? So I don't want it to get lost in there, and it won't because we have this 1/4 inch right here. So yeah, this will stick out right about there. But I will need to get a piece that I can trim down so that it fits in there. So this is 2 inches. I'm going to need about a 1 3/4 inch, maybe 1 1/2 inch. Let me just compare it to one of these other smaller tags. So this tag measures 1 3/4 inches, and that fits down in there really nicely. Okay, my glue is still wet, so it's a little touchy. So yeah, 1 3/4 inch will be the size of our tags by 6 inches. So what am I going to use to make that? I'm going to grab some more of my paper junk that I made the other day, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and grabbed some of this pretty cardstock. This was left over from another project, so I just scoured through my scrap bin and found some stuff. Again, this was one of those little tags that I showed you that I knew how to use this now to make a tag. So this was from my scrap, my project that I made with the, you know, trash to treasure type of thing. And then I went and pulled these others out of my little scrap bin. So I'm going to use my new corner tag rounder or tag punch and make some tags like so. Okay, so now we have that. You can even use this one. I'll make a bigger tag. I'm so impressed with this little thing. I mean, I'm literally impressed that I know how to use it, because I was like, oh, that's cute, but I didn't know what it was used for, but I'm glad I do now. So I'm just gonna tuck these in here. You can beef these up. This is just cardstock, regular cardstock weight. I think this one might even be lighter than cardstock. So getting it down into this pocket may be a little bit challenging, but I think it'll look really cute sticking out of the edge of the paper of the little book as a tag, or a tab even, like, you know, like a little tab. Let me try to get this all the way down to the end of the pocket, because that's the important thing. I know my glue has dried, and probably in places that it shouldn't be, so that's the only issue with that. And I'll put another one over here. I think this one will slide a lot easier. And these were cut down to 1 3/4 to fit down into that pocket right there. And you could put little, you can punch the hole with your crocodile, put a little dangle hanging from it or what have you. I probably will later on, but I just wanted to wrap this up. So here's this little tablet that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. It's called a manuscript tablet. Basically, it's like a child learning to write, right? So I thought this would look really cute to go with our back to school project. So I went ahead and pulled a few sheets of that out of here, probably more than I need. So this is probably about 20 sheets of paper that I pulled out of the tablet, and then I cut it down to what did I cut it to? 5 3/4, right? So we don't want it to be all the way to 6, which is what our book is. So I cut it down to 5 3/4 and then folded it in half. And then we're just going to use our, let's see, maybe a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, because we gave ourselves a 1/4 inch spine right here. So I'm just going to use my 3-hole pamphlet stitch to stitch this into the book. So to do that, I probably, let's use the big old crocodile here. I'm going to give myself a 6-inch setting right there. I'm going to remove my tag out of this pocket right there, and I can see that this right here is lined up perfectly centered on that spine. So let's just give it a go. I'm gonna bring this in 6 inches. Let's go with the 1/8 punch. Is it at 6? Oh no. Okay, 6 inches. Hang on, I gotta see which one is the 1/8. Okay, there it is, the 1/8. Okay, so on here there's a little ruler, right? And there's like 3 little settings on here that tells you which one is the right setting for the hole that you're going to make, or the chomper, right? So to set it. So I'm using my 1/8 setting, which is a fairly big hole. I don't think I need that big of a hole, but yeah, so I'm gonna put it right here at the 1/8 setting back here at 6 inches. So that's basically how that whole thing works, in case you wondered how to set a hole into your book using your crocodile. Okay, a lot of people go this way and they go boom boom boom. You can if you like, but I like using the setting. I mean, I've done it both ways, and I like using the setting. It makes it a lot easier for me, and yeah, it takes the guesswork out of it all. So basically one there, one somewhere in the middle, and then my last one will go down there. All right, so pretty simple, 3 holes. They don't even have to be even, which mine aren't. And I'm going to use a little needle, and I think to make this even cute I can use like some baker's twine. Hang on one sec, 2 ticks. Okay, I decided to use some baker's twine. This is not the one that I wanted to use. I do have a very large collection of baker's twine, but this is fairly thin. So I have some thicker ones that in a much bigger spool. Can't find it at the moment. I wonder why, because I've cleaned up so well. My brain is still thinking things are where they were and they're not. So yeah, I'm just gonna use this needle. I hope this needle fits through the holes that I made, but it's a soft plastic needle, and the rule of thumb for getting your string measured for the size of your book, it's 3 times the height of the book. So there's 1, 2, and 3, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and start in the inside middle of this book. So I'll finish on the inside middle as well. And my needle is too fat. Okay, and I've doubled up the thread as well, the baker's twine. So I'm gonna have to find a needle that can go through that hole and still is the eye is still big enough to fit 2 strings of baker's twine. So I found this one. It went through the hole, so let's see. And these are just darning needles. They have no points to them. I know this video went a lot longer than need be for a stress-free Saturday, but I just wanted to do something really cute with my leftover paper. So yeah, you go through the middle, come out at the top in the middle, and then you go back down to the bottom, and then you come back through the middle. And what you want to make sure, and you know, you want to make sure that your string is on either side of that little bridge that you made. So using 4 strands of twine or string or thread or whatever you use, just be careful not to mix up your strings so that you have an even amount on both sides. So you have 2 over here and 2 over here, because I doubled it up. All right, so everything seems to be nice and even. I'm just going to cut my thread down so that all strands are even. Okay, well that was a terrible cut. I don't know why don't I just use my Tim Holtz snips like I should. Okay, so there. Get yourself a pair of these shears. They will cut through just about anything, and with one attempt. Anyway, so I'm just gonna pull both sides tight but not tearing, you know, making sure that everything is nice and even on the outside. If you want to straighten up your strings, now would be the time to do that. So yeah, everything's nice and even. I'm happy with it. I'm just gonna tie it in a bow. So there's 1 knot like so, and I will tie it in a lock knot going the other direction, and then a little bow. So now I have 4 little strings dangling at the bottom here. Okay, so yeah, that's super cute, right? Close that up, and it's a nice little booklet. And it goes so well with our other booklet that we made the other day. Things are coordinating. I'm just using up our paper packs, right? So this was a 12 by 12 project that I used up quite a number of sheets from a paper pack that I wasn't really sure that I was going to be able to really have any projects to go with. And I made this cute little notebook. And then we have this one, this little coordinating 6 by 6 notebook with these 2 tags that I think are super adorable. As like, they look like little tabs on the edge of a notebook. So it just brings back so many memories of going to school. Right, so there's that. And on the inside here, we also have these other tags So there's a large pocket here, not tags, sorry, these other pockets. There's a large pocket here, and then there's two small ones down below. So cute. And then there's this one. I'm like totally impressed because I had no prototype, guys. We did this all by ourselves, like, you know, in one video. So anyway, this is a super low stress, stress-free Saturday project. I hope you guys give this a try with your scraps from our various 6x6 or 12x12 projects, and yeah, just give this project a try. I think you'll like it. I want you guys to stay naturally curious and have a super crafty day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.